Hello and welcome to my cards for the week. Today is Sunday, the 25th of July, 2021. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Deborah Jane Sutton, and you can find out more about me from my website at deborahjanesutton.com. Now, the cards this week, we've got 4 that came out, and out of the 4, 3 of them are major arcanic. It is a powerful, powerful time, guys. What can I tell you? Now, it's actually quite relevant I know I haven't done a cards for the week for a couple of weeks, but the last ones I did do were telling us that we were going to have opportunities and experiences and practice at dealing with dipping into the density. So it's basically back to working with triggers. If you haven't seen my video on working with triggers, I suggest you check out my Lessons in Awakening and go to the one about understanding triggers. Because that's what it's all about. Understanding that we are the whole universe in one human being, and everything that we experience in our holographic projection called life is a reflection of a part of us. So whatever frequency we are, whether it's a thought, a belief, or an emotion, okay, whatever frequency is within us, the frequency of our thoughts, the frequency of our beliefs, and the frequency of our emotions. Okay, obviously we've got a lot of thoughts, a lot of beliefs, and a lot of emotions, okay? So we're a mishmash of energy, but when we're trying to release the negative emotions and trying to think more positively and actively express willingness to expand our level of consciousness, then hopefully our frequency is rising. And it is that frequency that's going to get reflected back to you. So if you have a belief about anything, it will get reflected back to you. It's a bit like that self-fulfilling prophecy. You know, if you believe it, it's going to be true for you. Okay. If you have a thought, it's the same thing. Emotions. If you have any emotions going on, if it's love, if your overriding emotion for yourself is love, that's going to get reflected back to you. If your emotion is one of self-doubt, self-criticism, that's going to get reflected back to you. It really is all about you and your frequency, and everything and everyone outside of you is going to reflect back. So keep that in mind when we look at the cards for this week, because the practice at dipping into the density, you're creating the whole lot. You're creating it all for your own benefit. So if you feel like you're wallowing in this density, the 3rd dimensional density with rules, regulations, control, manipulation, and all of these things, it is you creating it so that you can learn a better way, so that you can learn to deal with it a better way, so that you can learn to separate yourself, your higher self, from your human, and observe and maintain your level of frequency while dealing from a higher level of consciousness with whatever is going on in the physical, practical world. Now, I think that most people have had success with this practice. Maybe that's why I didn't do anything for 3 weeks, because we were all busy working with that. So the first card, major arcanic card, is the Hierophant. Now, with this card, typically it's about wisdom and spiritual teachings. It is about spiritual teachings. This is the teacher card, the mentor card. And what I always say with this card is you need to seek a mentor, whether that be a book, a video series, or a person, but you know, making sure that you resonate with anything that they say. I am not suggesting that anyone blindly follow anybody. No, of course not. You're going to just see who you resonate with. If you resonate with somebody, then that is because that person is meant to be helping you on your path. That's the way it works. It's the same with everything else, right? It's the same with food. If you resonate with it, it's meant to be for you. Ideas, you know, inspiration. If you resonate with it, it's for you. Okay. But also this card is about being a mentor for others. Now that can be done formally or informally. You could just be talking to the neighbor over the fence, but you're able to share with them something that you've learned. And you don't have to share it with them, you know, in such a personal way, but just sharing your spiritual wisdom, your spiritual knowledge, anything that you've learned. You might want to pass it on more professionally as a coach, or or some kind of spiritual teacher or something like this. But it is about passing on to others what you've learned. Now, the reason that I think that is so important, one is because it's that ripple effect, right? But secondly, it's because we learn sort of like 40% of what we hear, 60% of what we read. These might vary. I just remember learning something like this in the past, so please don't, shout at me if I've got my percentages wrong. But sort of 80% of what we experience, and then 95% of what we teach. It's something I learned years ago when I was in my teaching profession. And it really struck me that we learn 95% of what we teach. Shouldn't we already know 100% of it? But it is that whole idea that you can receive information, but you can't always integrate it into all cells of your body and then relay it back to somebody. When you've heard something, you think, oh, that makes sense. That really resonates with me. But when you go and tell somebody, you can't get your head around it. It doesn't sound right. Do you know what I'm saying? That's because when we learn something, it comes in stages. So we're receiving something into the mind, but we need to bring it into the heart and integrate it into every cell of the body. And by teaching others or passing it on, just by explaining it to someone else, helps you integrate it into the cells of your body. That's why passing it on to other people is so valuable, because it's consolidating that spiritual knowledge, that spiritual lesson, that wisdom, whatever it is, into you, your energy, your frequency. It's helping you raise your frequency, and it's helping you establish yourself in that higher level of consciousness. So this card is very important. It's about continuing learning, wherever you're learning it from. Make sure you only spend time and energy and consciousness on what's resonating with you, remembering that it's coming to you for a purpose. If you're not resonating with it, it's not for you and you don't need to know it, right? So this is also, for those yogis out there, this is very much the fourth niyama, which is the svadhyaya, which is all about self-study. And most of the study that we're doing at the moment is self-study. Who are we? Who are we really? Where have we come from and why have we come here? What are our strengths? What are our gifts? Okay, what have we come here to experience and express? I mean, I was going to say, what is our purpose? But I believe that our purpose is just to experience and express who we are. But when we do that and we understand who we are at a soul level, then that does then become a purpose, and it helps us align with greater abundance and everything else, success, happiness, and all these lovely things. So if you want to know more about yourself at soul level, I do soul profile readings, so you can check them out at my website. I'll put a link in below. But that's what this is about. It's also about surrendering as well. Surrendering, letting go, because we're the ones that get in our own way. When we're trying to deal with something, we think we know best. And as soon as you feel your energy dropping and then you're reacting to something and just absorbing all of this third dimensional energy and consciousness, you know that that isn't the best way to deal with something. So observing, keeping your vibration high, then you can work with whatever comes up in the third dimensional physical world, and you can do it from a place of love. Okay. So it's understanding that you are always creating from your own frequency. So when you allow your frequency to drop, then you have to understand you're creating a life with that lower frequency. Do you want to do that? No, you don't. So keeping your frequency high is really important. And continually asking yourself, do you need to get involved? Do you need to react? Do you even need to respond? Can you walk away from a lot of situations that are triggering you maybe? Because walking away and then just observing any emotions that have come up, that's the way to deal with it. Because reacting is just going to keep that low frequency created in your reality. Now, the next card is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, pentacles are earth, very earthy, very practical, okay? So this is about these spiritual lessons that are coming in, this high vibrating light that is coming in at the moment, right? And we've just entered Leo, and it's such a powerful time, such a powerful time. But we need to ground it, and she's the grounding queen because she's earth. So we need to ground this light that's coming in. And how do we do that? We receive the light, we're receiving it whether we know it or not. But it does help to actively, willingly choose to receive it. Here I like to quote a couple of Sarah Landon's affirmations. If you don't know Sarah Landon, check her out at sarahlandon.com. And I love the one that is, I activate my light and I allow all that I am. I go all tingly just saying that. It's like I'm activating. It's like I'm confirming that I'm receiving light. I'm giving gratitude for the light that's coming in, and I'm asking to activate that light and allow all of who I am. And that is powerful, especially when it's said out loud. So another one that she has said recently is just power on. Just focus on your mind and just say to yourself, power on 3 times. I've been doing that one this week and it's really super powerful. Power on, power on, power on. It's like you are an electricity being and you are literally just clicking that switch to activate yourself, to activate your light, like putting the light switch on. But she's come to tell us that that light that we're receiving, we need to integrate it into the cells of our body and we need to bring it into Mother Earth. And we do that by sharing love and compassion and dealing with third dimensional issues from a higher level of consciousness. So grounding is really important. Nature, of course, yoga, of course, Qigong, any of these things, affirmations to ground, just making sure you're getting plenty of sleep and just acknowledging that you are willing and ready to express your divinity within your physical human form. Okay, so this is really important. And she's very stable and secure. And that stability and security comes from operating from this higher level of consciousness. When there is chaos outside of you, and there is chaos outside of a lot of people, right? And being able to observe it without getting caught up in it, without entangling with those lower frequencies. You can just observe it. This helps when you understand there is only you, and these images that you're seeing in what you're calling your life, they are just for your benefit, and they are just images. It is all just an illusion. So not getting too caught up in the emotion, observing the emotions, of course, but not getting caught up in them. Okay. So yes, needing to ground the light is the message there. The next card is the Star. So this is the Star, which is all about peace after the storm. And this is the peace that comes when you observe your emotions without becoming them. You can observe sadness without becoming sad. You can observe anger without becoming angry. You can observe frustration without becoming frustrated. We are getting lots of practice at this. What can I tell you? So there is a calm, tranquil message with this card. This is also heaven on earth. I see this as heaven on earth. It traditionally means fertile lands, but it's the heaven on earth that we're creating, the dawn of the age of Aquarius, right? So this is also the calmness that comes when you focus on your own frequency. And you, again, it's a real strong message this week, that you realize that you are creating from the frequency that you are. Why would you not want to maintain and elevate your frequency as much as possible now that you know that it's that frequency that you're creating? Okay, so you can deal with everything so much better when you are coming from that high level of frequency. So this card is coming as a reminder of the peace and harmony and joy. Okay, it's also a sign of hope, this card, that comes when you can detach Okay, now I don't mean detach in an unloving way, but understand that you are not your reality. Understand it's an illusion that is reflecting you. That helps you detach, doesn't it? So when you are more detached from what's going on, but you can still observe, maybe control and manipulation and other people in chaos, but you can do it from a higher level of consciousness and then expand your heart with love and gratitude. So you're maintaining your frequency, maintaining your peace, your harmony, your joy, and you're putting your consciousness on the lower frequencies, opening your heart and surround whatever it is. That's how you transmute those lower frequencies into love. It does take practice, but we've had plenty of time and plenty of practice to do this. But that's what this card is saying. It is really about freedom, joy, new hope, and heaven on earth. That is where we are going. And the next card is also a major arcanic card, so 3 out of 4 major arcanic cards. This is telling you that this is all about the inner work. These are the spiritual insights that are coming in. This is what the practice is at the moment. This is what the inner work is. It's all about this. It's about understanding your emotions, mastering your emotions. I really do suggest if you haven't already watched my videos on Lessons in Awakening, because they're about the importance of your emotions, emotional healing, mastering your thoughts and emotions, and beliefs and things like that, and dealing with triggers, as I said before. And this is the process. This is the inner work. This is what it's all about. It's all about you. And it's all about the emotions that you have within you and those that you want to keep and take forward, those emotions of love, joy, and harmony and peace that you want to take forward into the new earth with you, and those emotions of fear and anger and bitterness and resentment that you don't want to take forward. So it's a case of observing them, understanding them, acknowledging them, and raising your frequency. Okay? And that comes from expanding your level of consciousness. So this is the world. It's the last major arcanic card, and it is typically about spiritual lessons being completed, which is interesting because this one was all about spiritual lessons and wisdom and spiritual insights. And this is about the completion of that spiritual lesson. So this is very much a lesson about the inner work. If you haven't already read Eckhart Tolle's The Power of Now, I suggest you do, because it really does help you observe emotions without becoming them. And this one is also about the fixed signs. We've got, this is the Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo. And these are the fixed signs that are in the middle of each season, and they're super powerful. And as I said before, we're into Leo now. It's a very, very powerful time. And so this is a time for you to access this light coming in, acknowledge that, confirm to yourself, because it's all about you, okay, that you are receiving the light and that you are expressing it through your humanity, however that comes to you, okay? So this is a super powerful time. But as I said before, it is about the inner work. That is about acknowledging your emotions, learning how to release your emotions. Emotional healing is something that I offer, but I'm more passionate about helping people learn how to do it for themselves. That's why my first book is called Heal Yourself, the Happiness, okay? Because I'm really passionate about helping you learn how to release your own trapped emotions, learn to understand your own thoughts and beliefs, learn how to change and shift your thoughts and beliefs into higher level thoughts and into more life-affirming, self-loving thoughts. This is all so important at this time. Now, whether it's how new it is for you, you know, I don't know, a lot of people are on their path already, but there's lots of help out there about how to actually use the light to heal yourself first, raise your frequency, and then you're in a stronger position to help others and to express that humanity, express your divinity within your humanity. So there's grounding involved this week, there's activating your light involved this week, and as always, there is the inner work. If you want help with your inner work, then please get in touch, have a look at my website, and please have a look at my Lessons in Awakening on YouTube. And please get in touch if you would like any other support in that. So, those of you that have made it to the end of the card reading this week, there is a free card reading on offer, and it will go to one lucky winner who comments below this video on YouTube. So please make sure you're commenting on YouTube and not on one of the other platforms that I share it on. And as I have done before, I will pick a winner at random and contact them to give a free card reading with intuitive guidance from moi. So comment below for your chance of winning that, and please subscribe to the channel, like and share and all those things if you think this message might help somebody else. But I would love to hear how you're getting on with the inner work, and especially with the emotions, and detaching from the emotions, or rather transmuting them into love. So lots of love to you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon. So bye for now.